I've seldom covered entertainment fare from Indonesia. I think I did cover one project a while ago, and it was from a MD Entertainment, I'm pretty sure. I might have that wrong. I thought Antares, it's a TV series. I think that was theirs. And I think that's the only project I've covered from Indonesia. But I do like to expand my perspective on entertainment on a global perspective, because there's, we certainly have plenty of entertaining fare in America, but you've oftentimes found in other countries very competent releases. And Welgo USA Entertainment has featured some in the past in regards to international works that I've quite enjoyed, whether it be through covering or watching. Shadow comes to mind. That was a very competent movie, and they were the ones, I believe, who advertised it first, at least when I covered it on this channel. Wonderful release if you've not seen it. It's a Chinese action martial arts movie. It's really good. Maybe Death Knot will be a very high-quality Indonesian work. We'll see. It's a horror movie. It's the first I've heard of it. I mean, I'm much more a thriller guy, but I like the suspenseful atmosphere of horror movies. We'll see where the synopsis is concerned. It's quite dramatic, and it does have, I believe, some awards recognition from what I saw. This is what it says according to IMDb, if you're not familiar with the movie. Hari and her sister return to the village where they were born after the death of their mother, a practitioner of black magic. But the inexplicable suicides of several villagers cause the hostility towards the two to explode. Like I said, a dramatic family upheaval story. I mean, when you throw black magic into the mix, of course. I mean, I don't know. I'm not always the biggest proponent of, sorcery-driven movies. I'm a Christian, so in terms of my value set, I do consider that. But, I mean, maybe it's a very ominous release. We'll see how it plays out as a movie. I'm definitely curious to judge the quality of Indonesian fare, and I find it more interesting, again, to see an Indonesian suspense-driven movie within the horror line. The poster's kind of engaging, at least from my perspective. And, to see a community or a small village, I guess, be completely upended by family drama, if you want to call it that, it could be a very interesting release. And again, like I said, my familiarity of Welgo USA Entertainment does paint a hopeful lens on the project. Let's give it a fair look. I'm going to pull up the first and I believe only trailer at present, and we can judge this fairly. All right. All new names to me. Again, I like to see what's out there.
Jangan kesini.
Like I said, some awards affiliation. Recent ones, too.
Seperti mimpi balik ke sini. Pantesan papa nggak pernah betah di sini.
Good home setting, in my opinion.
Orang desa sini percaya mama praktek ilmu hitam. Mereka percaya mama manggil bola merah api yang turun tiap tahun. Dan begitu itu turun,
good amber lighting sets in a more ominous mood. Very natural. But dark.
Yakin mama gak cerita apa-apa sebelum dia meninggal?
Dia nggak mungkin menggantung dirinya sendiri. Saya rasa dia terkena kutukan penggantung.
Sudah bilang, rumahnya aman, tertutup.
Ingat Hari, kita kesini untuk membereskan tempat ini, bukan untuk mempertahankannya.
Kamu ada masalah apa dengan tempat ini? Aku tahu udah percaya. Bawa pergi adikmu jauh-jauh dari sini, supaya pengorbanan ibumu tidak sia-sia. Singkirkan semua ini, bikin malu keluarga. Dia akan bikin kamu tunduk.
It's a competently filmed picture.
Harusnya dibakar aja, nggak usah dikubur.
Ibumu pasti tidak mau lihat kamu digantung beramai sama orang-orang banyak yang dimarah.
And good music choices too. It's very unsettling. I can definitely see the heightened fare that would stress an awards release. Sometimes in regards to films that enter the award space is what I meant to say, you see certain filming techniques in the staging that give off that vibe. And I sense that with Death Note. I will say it's kind of easy to confuse Untitled with Death Note. I haven't seen that yet, but I almost looked at this. Initially, when I first popped up with the title, I'm like, is this like a remake or something? Then I realized it was a different title. But they're very similar, Death Note, not that far apart. I mean, this is maybe in picture focus, yes. This is an Indonesian horror movie, and it's actually quite interesting. It reminds me a lot of some of the other international fare I have seen come out of Well Go USA Entertainment from other countries. Let's say, for example, Korea. There's elements of the presentation that ring a bell from what I've covered in South Korean Entertainment Fair, and they've got a killer awards library out there. It's amazing half the stuff that they've produced, and much of which I have seen at this point. I've absolutely loved their entertainment offerings. Indonesia, it might be the same. I mean, again, like I said, I might feel a bit of a disruption with the black magic angle, but in some part, maybe there's a different type of story playing itself out. I will say, as much as I appreciate subtitles, I did try my best to follow the trailer and catch up with what the characters were saying, because I obviously did not study Indonesian, if that's the language they speak. I'm not exactly sure out there. Forgive me if it's not. And feel free to clarify down below if you have a clear answer to that. So sometimes when you're trying to match the dialogue and get a sense for where the project's going, you lose focus. And so I'm trying to keep myself engaged on both levels without facing much of a mix-up. And it is a bit challenging, but from what I can see in terms of the performance of the presentation, it's quite exquisite, actually. I love the environment choice. The color tones really work for me, especially that amber lighting in that house. I mean, even like the scenes where it's more lit, I think that's great. In terms of an ominous story, I mean, maybe again, like I said, with the black magic, maybe there's more than meets the eye, and that's just sort of a general surrounding folklore myth, type element. We'll see how it plays out when I get to watch the movie, I guess. And when is this releasing again? Did they specify that? I don't think they did. So like I said, it's been in some awards circuits. I don't even know if IMDb put up a release date. Maybe they did somewhere. It released on November 19th of last year in Indonesia. But the trailer was posted today on my feed. Maybe it's going for an international debut at some point. IMDb does not currently list anything on that front. It's only been in a couple countries on the eastern side of the world for now. But who knows? Maybe at some point soon we'll be able to watch it for ourselves and judge it. I mean, I would be open to it. Again, I loved the poster, and even the amber color on that as well. I thought it just painted a beautiful silhouette, and it has a more ominous edge. But I did like the style of this. It's very well presented, quite exquisite in quality, and maybe the story will be able to, really get into people as a substantive horror release from an international country that you might not be familiar with. True, as a horror fan, you might have seen plenty of American fare, but have you tested, different types of entertainment projects from other countries? Like Indonesia. I don't oftentimes hear about the Indonesian film market being spoken of that often, so maybe for many of us this will be a first and perhaps enjoyable watch. I mean, we'll see, again, when all of us get to take a better look at it in the general wider release beyond just a couple of films award circuits. What are your guys' thoughts, though, of Death Knot? Like I said, I watched this and going in, the promise of, or the attribution, I should say, of Well Go USA Entertainment provides a positive veil over the project. And then when I watch it, I can see elements to its credit that I can certainly boast about. Again, that awards vibe, it is there in the presentation. The craft is beautiful, quite exquisite environmental shots, ominous portrayals of some of the characters, that creepy, unsettling music really works to match tone, in this case to a horror edge. And we'll see where the story goes, but, I mean, a paranormal community or village presence surrounded in one family and sort of causing upheaval for everybody else. I mean, maybe I've seen stories like this along other lines, but we'll see how Death Knot portrays itself as its own film in time. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'm engaged with it, though, at least humoring the possibility of watching it, at a first glance. It looks good. Thank you so much for watching this video. Before you bounce, feel free to drop a like and comment, subscribe to this channel with a ding on the bell, and share this video with your friends. And consider checking out the description here. There you'll find links to my other channels, as well as addresses to my other social media accounts and ways you can help support my work if you feel so inclined. May God bless you, and looking forward to when our paths cross again.